Need some coins for that God Squad you've always wanted? Check out rockbottomcoins.com for cheap and fast coins. Use code ZIRK for 30% off your order.
The whole thing wobbin', wobbin', wobbin'. When I come around, got the whole thing wobbin'.
What's going on, guys? It's Zirksee coming at you today with another YouTube video, and today I'm going to be going over my Madden 21 base elite predictions for the quarterbacks today. Now, I will let you guys know, I'm also going to be having out later this week. I'm going to have the running backs, the wide receivers, and also the tight ends. So whatever you guys want me to do next, let me know down below. By the time you guys are seeing this video, I am currently on vacation. I still will be uploading if we get any sort of content. I did bring, my laptop with me, everything like that. But I pre-recorded a bunch of videos, so if you see me wearing this in a bunch of videos this week, that's exactly why, because I am mass recording a bunch of videos for you guys, so I still have some content for you. But let me know down below, write it down right now, let me know who are your top quarterbacks for Madden 21. This list is going to be a top 10 list. A lot of my lists are going to be top 10. Tight ends, though, we did not get 10 base elite tight ends, so I'm not going to be doing a top 10 for tight ends, but I will be having a list for those too. But I do want to give a shout out to Wildcat Clad for being a part of the Noti Gang. If you guys want a chance to be shouted out in the next video, drop a like and then make sure you guys are subbed to the channel, turn the notification bell on, and comment down below Noti Gang. Also, follow me over on twitch.tv/Zirksee. Once I get back from vacation, I'm going to get back to streaming, so follow me over on Twitch. I'll be back pretty soon. Don't you guys worry. You won't even know that I'm going to promise you. I got a bunch of videos pre-recorded. You will not go a single day without a video. But let me know down below your guys' personal predictions for the base elites. Some things I do want to mention. First up, I know some people are going to be upset with this list because no matter what I say, you might think that your favorite quarterback should be higher on this list. I understand that. And honestly, there are a ton of quarterbacks that could have potentially made this list. Like, making the list was very, very hard. And I also just want to point out that this year, the highest overall base elites are 88 overalls. And then after that, we have some 87s, 85s. Drew Brees an 84. Russell Wilson was an 83. Rodgers was an 83. 82, Matt Ryan, Big Ben, Cam. So we had a lot of different quarterbacks. But I just want to let you guys know this is a top 10 list. I know some people are going to be upset about it. I'll explain my order. So starting off, let's go with the Offensive Rookie of the Year, Kyler Murray. I am going to say he will be an 81 overall in Madden 21. Now, if you don't happen to see anyone on this list that you think should be on this list, as I said, guys, this list was very hard. I dare you guys go ahead and try to make a top 10 list, post in the comment section down below. I guarantee you, someone's going to be upset with you. It's just how it is when you make a top 10 list. But I think Kyler Murray is probably going to be an 81 overall going into Madden 21. I do believe there are going to be some quarterbacks that get base elite cards that are lower than him. Some other 81s, some 80s. But I feel like Murray definitely deserves to be on this list as the Offensive Rookie of the Year. There's just no way he doesn't get a base elite at least. Dak Prescott also got a base elite as the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Saquon Barkley, of course, got a base elite when he was the Offensive Rookie of the Year. So Kyler Murray definitely should get a base elite, probably an 81. Now, this one was honestly kind of tough to decide where I should put him at, but I'm going to put Jimmy G at an 82 overall. He had a pretty solid season. He wasn't top 10 in passing yards. He was up there in terms of touchdowns, and of course, they did make the Super Bowl. So I think that Jimmy is probably going to be on the lower end of base elites. I don't think a lot of people will consider him to be above an 85, 86, 87. There's really not a lot of quarterbacks that are going to be even above 85 overall. If you take a look at the base elites this year, there really weren't that many super high base elites. There were a ton of 85 and belows. So I think an 82 for Jimmy, although I think he's a pretty dang good quarterback, I think an 82 probably fits him well. So Jared Goff was third in the league in passing yards, but he had 22 touchdowns to 16 interceptions. Not exactly the greatest total ever. I do believe Goff is definitely going to get a base elite. I think he's going to be an 83 overall. I do believe he's going to be higher than Jimmy Garoppolo. I do believe he's going to be higher than Kyler Murray because of how high he was in terms of passing yards. You have to think a lot of where these players are going to be comes based off stats and what they did in the previous year. Now, there were some exceptions to this in the past couple of years, like Le'Veon Bell took the year off and came back with an 85 overall. That was pretty whack. And you guys will see that especially when it comes to some other positions. Kind of already made the list for some other positions. But for QBs, I think Goff is probably going to be an 83. I think that fits him. Not too high. Somewhere around the middle, but not too low. Not an 80 overall. Not an 81. I think he deserves to be about an 83. Now, Carson Wentz had 4,000 passing yards with 27 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. He definitely had a pretty solid season. Now, you can see as well, he had the same overall as Jared Goff to start the year. They both were 79 overall core golds, and I believe he's going to be the same overall as Jared Goff come Madden 21. I think he's also going to be an 83 overall, so I'm going to be pairing those two together at 83. I think it makes sense. You know, we didn't have the most passing yards in the league. Still 4,000 passing yards, really, really good. But, you know, he wasn't number 3 in the league like Jared Goff. He had a much higher touchdown interception ratio. But as I said, to get like an 85 plus, guys, you have to be really, 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 really good. Like one of the top quarterbacks. And you guys see this later on this list. So I think that Wentz at an 83, I think it's pretty fair. And Dak Prescott only had a 78 overall this year. But he was second in the league in passing yards, and I want to say he had 30 touchdowns to 11 interceptions, so he still was one of the leaders in touchdowns, one of the leaders in terms of passing yards. He was right behind Jameis Winston, which, spoiler, Winston is not going to be in my base elite list. I don't believe he's going to get a base elite because 30 touchdowns, 30 picks, that does not deserve a base elite to me. Dak Prescott, though, I think is also going to get 83. I'm going to pair him with his two fellow draftees and Carson Wentz, Jared Goff, and Dak Prescott. I think all three of them are going to get 83 overalls. I think right now in their careers and in general how EA wants to do things, I think it makes sense to pair them around 83s. Maybe I have them all a little bit too high. I don't know. I feel like they definitely deserve to be this high. And I don't want to be biased as a Cowboys fan, but I think because he is number 2 in the league in passing yards, don't be shocked if he gets a 1 overall higher than Goff and Wentz. Now, coming up next is going to be Matt Ryan, who had 4,400 yards with 26 touchdowns and 14 picks. So, if you compare that to Dak Prescott's numbers, Dak obviously had a much, much better year. But I think that because it's Matt Ryan, he had an 82 overall start the year, I think that Matt Ryan, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he was an 83. I really think that it could go two ways, right? He could be an 83 overall, and we'd have 4 83 overall quarterbacks, or Matt Ryan or Dak Prescott, one of those two could be an 84. I'm not sure what way they're going to go about it, but don't be surprised if you see Matt Ryan at an 84 overall or an 83 and Dak as an 84. I'm really undecided about these two, to be honest with you, but I feel like either of these guys could be 84 overalls, even though Dak had a better season. EA. And next up is going to be Tom Brady, who had 4,000 passing yards, 24 touchdowns, I want to say, and 8 interceptions. Now, obviously, Brady was the highest overall basically in the game. He was an 88 overall, one of the highest overalls anyways, because a lot of the highest ones were 88s. Tom Brady, being an 88 overall, I do think he's going to drop down from that. However, I don't think he's going to drop that far. I think Brady's going to be an 85 overall. I think that's a pretty solid overall for Brady, especially leaving the Patriots, going to the Bucks. Not necessarily having a terrible season at all, but not being one of the top quarterbacks is definitely going to hurt his overall a little bit. So I think going from an 88 to an 85, I think is pretty reasonable, and I think that will happen. So Tom Brady is going to be an 85 overall. Now, Aaron Rodgers had 4,000 yards with 26 touchdowns to, I believe, only 4 interceptions, which is just an incredible ratio. Rodgers just really doesn't turn the ball over anymore at this point in time. He just throws the ball away. So Aaron Rodgers, I believe, is going to be higher than Tom Brady this year, which is pretty weird to say that we had an 88 overall and then an 83 overall, and now they're about to be switched. I think Rodgers is going to get an 86, and I believe Brady's going to be an 85 overall, and I think that makes perfect sense. You guys can let me know down below what you guys think about that. Obviously, we all know that Tom Brady is considered the GOAT, but this is current day status, right? This is current day. What overall are they? I think Rodgers is going to get a pretty high one, and I'm honestly kind of shocked he only got an 83 this year, but I think he's going to get an 86 overall, and he will be one step ahead of Brady, which, let's be honest here, Rodgers, he's got a couple more years left than Brady. Now, next up, of course, going to be Russell Wilson, who had 4,100 yards, 31 touchdowns, and I believe 5 interceptions. Russell Wilson has an 83 overall card this year, but I think just about everyone can say confidently he is a top 3 quarterback in the entire NFL. I don't even think it's close. A lot of people may even take him over the reigning MVP in Lamar Jackson. I believe that Russell Wilson has 2 overall options here. And it really goes on what way does EA want to do things in terms of overalls. Do they want to keep it kind of lower, or are they going to go a little bit higher? I personally believe that Russell Wilson should be a 1 overall higher than Aaron Rodgers. So I'm going to say Russell Wilson deserves an 87 overall. Keep in mind, 88 overall is the highest overall that was in the game in Madden 20. And Madden 21, I believe Russell Wilson should be an 87. Let me know down below what you guys' thoughts about that are. I know a lot of Seahawks fans may think he's the best quarterback in the NFL. I mean, you definitely have a debate to say he is the best quarterback in the NFL. Without a doubt, he is one of the top quarterbacks. So I think he's going to be an 87, and I think I have some good reasoning behind why he's not an 88. And that's because at an 88 overall, I am going to go with Lamar Jackson, the reigning NFL MVP, at an 88 overall. I feel like Lamar Jackson deserves to add an 88, but I'm going to be honest here, right? I think he deserves the 88 because he is the NFL MVP and he had an incredible year, but I wouldn't be shocked if he only had an 87. If him and Russell Wilson had the same overall at an 87 overall, I would not be surprised one single bit because I think you could really pair them in the same exact category. Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson, and obviously Patrick Mahomes. You guys already know, right? So if we paired those three together, those are the top three quarterbacks in the NFL in my opinion. I mean, some people would rather have Lamar Jackson, or some people would rather have Russell Wilson or Patrick Mahomes and not Lamar Jackson. Maybe they put him in the tier below him. But I think as the NFL MVP, and in general, I think this card is going to be incredible. But as the NFL MVP, I think he's probably going to get an 88. I wouldn't be shocked to see him at an 87, though. And obviously, that means that Patrick Mahomes is going to be an 88 overall. I think this is very obvious. He has an 87 overall already going into this year. And then he won Super Bowl MVP. He won the Super Bowl, and he had another incredible season. Now, was he injured a little bit during the season? Yes, he was. But still won the Super Bowl MVP, without a doubt. Mahomes should be an 88 overall. I just don't really know if they're also going to put him in an 88 and then also throw in Lamar Jackson there in an 88. Maybe they'll throw Russell Wilson in there as an 88 and then have Lamar as an 87. I feel like Lamar and Russell Wilson both could be 87s. One could be 88. I don't really know between those two. But Mahomes 100% I think deserves to be the top quarterback in my opinion. And I think in a lot of people's eyes, he is the best quarterback in the entire NFL. And I think it's very rightfully so that he should get the highest overall quarterback base elite. So as I said, guys, that is my Madden 21 base elite quarterback predictions. I will be having running backs, wide receivers, and also tight ends out at some point later this week. So be on the lookout for those videos. But Patrick Mahomes is top quarterback. Let me know down below what you guys think about my top 10. I know there's going to be some people upset that I didn't add in some players, like maybe like a Kirk Cousins or Matt Stafford, even though he's hurt. There are literally so many different quarterbacks that could have potentially been on this list. Like probably 13, 14, 15, even quarterbacks you could say could be in this list. But if you take a look back at the stats, some players that didn't even get base elites this year, it's really hard to tell. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you did, make sure you guys drop a like on the video. And of course, hit that sub button down below. I'll see you guys next time.